Hey gang, we are in Alys Beach.
We are exploring Alys Beach today. This is part of our series of 30A, so check out some of our other videos on some of the other 30A towns. And I think that we have one more beach after this, so beach town on 30A after this, so stay tuned for that as well.
It is super nice here. It feels a little uncomfy with how nice it is. The buildings are all just like pristine white.
Yep, he is not wrong. Alys Beach is known for luxury. It is 30A's newest town. It was developed in 2004 and it's still being built. Every building in Alys Beach is white, and yet every building is different. The architecture is super unique and no two spaces are quite the same.
It's pretty cool. It's really nice. We had some coffee. Where'd we go to coffee? Tell
We
them.
went to the Fontville Press. It's a newer coffee shop. It's really, really cute. If you want Instagram aesthetic, that's your place to go. Like light pink colored everywhere, like every detail is perfect. The food is really good too.
Okay, go. What'd you get?
The cheddar hot honey chicken sandwich.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I was doing my research on the Fontville Press, and all the reviews were like, this place is so expensive, I wanted to give it 0 stars, but it's so good that I had to give it 5.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's an accurate description.
For real. We took, we were gonna do some videoing around there so you guys could see a little bit in this video and we could talk about it, but it doesn't look really conducive for that. I had a sandwich, which we did get a couple shots of, you'll see it. It was like this cheddar biscuit, hot honey chicken sandwich. It was delicious. It was really, really good. Coffee is okay. They put a lot of ice in it, so the cold brew, there's just like not a lot left, you know, so. But it was a good coffee. I mean, it tasted good. There was just like 2 drinks out of a straw and it was gone, but it was good.
I got a cortado, and I am not a cortado drinker usually, so I can't speak as to like how good it is, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think Alys Beach is a little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, you can walk the whole thing in probably like 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Which I like because then we're not going to miss anything.
Yeah.
Like you said, all the buildings are white and it gives like a really like clean feel.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was watching a video, I don't think I told you this yet, but this was established, like they started building in 2004, and they put a huge emphasis on the community, so there's like a lot of events, signed it to be walkable with the purpose of, you can hear our son, he's like, get walking.
He's like, let's get walking. Yeah. Speaking of walkable, we should probably go.
But they designed it to be a place that you would like walk more, so that you could walk to the restaurants, walk to the beaches, the things to do, to eliminate the use of cars, both for like your health, but then also for like the environment, so that you don't have to drive everywhere. So I don't think I told you that, but you
That's
could
cool.
probably tell. I probably didn't need to. Because
Yeah, we haven't
you can
seen
just
cars
tell.
by at all. I mean, we're on a sidewalk, but even on the other side, yeah whatever.
So I think mostly in Alys Beach, you go to the beach, you can ride your bike. It's really central to some of the other towns. But mostly we are just gonna kind of walk around and explore. There's lots of good restaurants here, but I think that they're maybe a little bit too fancy for what we're looking for on this trip. With 2 kids under the age of 1. But we'll show you them, and maybe we'll stop at them. But anyways, we're gonna go explore, so let's go check it out.
See ya.
One restaurant that was not too fancy for us was Charlie's Delights. It's a donut shop, and if you've been to 30A before, it used to be Charlie's Donut Truck, which a lot of people loved and are familiar with. So if you're familiar with it, that's what it used to be, and it's a storefront now. We got there a little bit later in the day, so there weren't a ton of donut options, but we did love our donuts. If you're visiting with kids, there's a park that is just as fancy as the rest of Alys Beach. It's small, but there are hills and modern white sculptures the kids can climb, a couple swings and a slide. It's right in town, but it's also like kind of hidden. When we visited, it was packed, so I didn't get a super aesthetically pleasing video like I had seen online when we were researching things to do in 30A. We both wanted another coffee, so we decided to try Raw and Juicy. It's kind of like a health restaurant with bowls, smoothies, and then you can also go to their to-go counter for cocktails or coffee. Unfortunately, it took us 30 minutes to get our 2 coffees, and again, we went to the to-go counter. We weren't inside sitting down or something like that. And on top of that, we didn't love the coffee. This place is very highly recommended, so we would give them another shot, but it really was not a good at first experience.
What'd you just say?
The coffee.
No, not that part.
This might not be our place. I don't know. This is not the vibe of me. So.
To be discussed.
Because Alys Beach is still being built, there aren't as many things to do here as there are in some of the other 30A communities, such as Seaside, but there are a few restaurants, an amphitheater, plenty of community events, and honestly for us, just walking around and taking it all in was enough. We love the buildings here. Alys Beach is also really close to Rosemary Beach, making it an easy bike ride or walk. You can check out things to do in Rosemary Beach in our video right before this one. Alys Beach and Rosemary Beach were our 2 favorite towns in 30A, so it was really convenient that they're located so close to each other. In our last couple of videos, we talked about the sidewalk that runs along 30A in between some of those little 30A towns. This shows that sidewalk pretty well. This is in between Rosemary Beach and Alys Beach, so you can see how nicely maintained it is and how easy it is to get from one to the other, either walking or biking or even rollerblading if that's your thing. This is Gulf Green. I had seen pictures of it prior to our visit to Alys Beach and didn't even realize that that's where it was, so maybe you've seen pictures of it too. We just naturally stumbled on it when we were wandering around town, and it's basically a large open area of grass, so it might not be anything too special depending on what you're looking for, but with our 1-year-old who's getting ready to walk, it was a blast. We had it completely to ourselves for a full almost hour, but I could have stayed all day. It was just really chilly when we were there. This was easily one of my favorite parts of our trip though. It was just amazing. Gulf Green is also one of the entrances to the private beach. So yes, in Alys Beach, the beach is private, just like it is in Seaside and Rosemary Beach. You can walk up there to where the gate is locked to look at it though. You just can't access it unless you're staying there in a place that gives you access. And then lastly, those large statue type things are actually bathrooms, so pretty fancy. That's it for Alys Beach. We will be in 30A still for our video next week, so if that's something that sounds interesting, make sure that you come back next week, hit that subscribe button so you don't forget, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.